Good day, Ag learners. For today, we will be talking about taxonomy and the binomial system of classifications on four crops. So, unang tanong sa atin is, why do we need to classify crops? Dalawa lang naman yung reason why are we classifying crops. First, for order and organization. And second, for logical naming. For order and organization, imaginin mo na lang yung hirap in finding a particular book sa isang library na sobrang disorganized. So it would be similarly difficult to find information about a particular crop kapag itong mga crops na to are not grouped together based on their similarities. So that is one reason why we are classifying crops using taxonomy and the binomial classification system. Number two is we classify crops for logical naming. Ang mga common names, they are not very adequate kasi ang common names ay pabago-bago from country to country, even from region to region dito sa Pilipinas. So, classification of plants led to the introduction of what we call as the binomial nomenclature. Ito ay inintroduce ni Carolus Linnaeus in the 18th century para magbigay ng standard name sa mga halaman. So that is the two reasons why we are classifying crops based on their taxonomy and based on the binomial nomenclature. What is taxonomy? Okay, kapag sinabi mong taxonomy, ito yung scientific practice or the scientific discipline of classifying organisms. Ang ginagawa nito, it organizes yung maluwang na diversity of organisms into different categories na that highlights yung kanilang evolutionary relationship with other organisms. So itong systematic arrangement na to, particularly, it helps agriculturists para ma-identify, mapag-aralan, and ma-manage yung mga organisms that are crucial to agriculture such as crops, pests, and beneficial microorganisms. So ang foundation ng modern taxonomy ay inintroduce din ni Carl Linnaeus, who also introduced, as I have said earlier, the binomial system of classification. Now, itong sistema na to, itong taxonomy na to, it provides a revolutionized biological classification kung saan may standard naming na ginagamit sa mga organism na pinapangalanan natin today. Ano naman ang binomial system classification? Again, ang taxonomy, ito yung discipline of classifying organisms into a hierarchy. Yun ang taxonomy. Whereas ang binomial system classification, ito yung nakikita nating pangalan ng mga organismo divided by into two names, the genus name and the species name. Madalas ang ginagamit natin dyan, Latin names. Why Latin name? Kasi ang Latin name, dead language na yan. Ibig sabihin, hindi na po yan nag-e-evolve. So kumbaga, fixed na siya. So yung first part ng binomial system of classification mo, we call that as the genus name. Okay? Usually, this is written na yung first letter nito ay uppercase and it represents the genus group that the organism belongs. Yung second na word naman, or yung second na name, we call that as the species name. Ito yung second part. Usually, this is written in lower cases. So, small letters tong mga to, and it represents the species within the particular genus. And technically, kung isusulat mo ang binomial nomenclature na pangalan, technically, yan ay italicized. Okay? Katulad na lamang, for example, ng Oryza sativa. Yung Oryza dyan, yan yung kanyang genus name, whereas yung species name would be the sativa. Now, the binomial system of classification is a system that ensures consistency and uniformity among names. So kahit nasa ang bansa ka, kapag sinabi mong Oryza sativa, alam nila na rice yan. And this is governed by the International Code of Nomenclature for Algae, Fungi, and plants. Okay? Now, for animals, ito naman ay ginagovern ng International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So, pag-uusapan natin ngayon, ano ba yung 7 categories in the binomial system of classification? So pag-uusapan natin, kasi when you classify a particular organism, mostly ang nakikita lang natin is yung genus name and species name. But if we are going to dig deep, we are going to see that there are actually 7 categories where these organisms are categorized. So in our subject crop science, where these crops are categorized. So for example, meron kang higher order classification called kingdom, tapos pababa, division, class, order, family, genus, and species. Yung kingdom, yan yung broadest classification. So yan yung parang general classification. Whereas yung species naman, yan naman yung most specific na classification. Although sa plants, we also have cultivar, which is more specific to species, but we don't usually use cultivar unless needed so. Okay. So pag-uusapan natin, first off, ano ba yung tinatawag nating kingdom? So in terms of kingdom, kapag halaman ang pinag-uusapan, we usually kingdom is kingdom plantae. Okay? Meaning, these are all of the plants that is known to man. So this is the broadest classification. So ano yung criteria ng kingdom? Ito ay mga organisms daw with multicellular structures. So that's one. So marami silang cells and they have the ability to photosynthesize. So kaya nilang mag-create ng kanilang own food through the power of sunlight. So lahat ng crop plants natin sa crop science, sa farming, they all fall under kingdom plantae. Now below kingdom plantae, we have phylum. Okay? Now kapag sinabi mo namang phylum, ang criteria niyan is the major structural and functional characteristics na. Such as, for example, yung presence ng vascular tissues. Meron ba siyang transport system na xylem and phloem? Or wala? Or, for example din, seeds. What kind of seeds are there, right? So, ang common divisions in crop science is we have bryophyta. No, kapag sinabi mong bryophyta, ito yung mga halaman na walang vascular tissue. Ibig sabihin, wala silang xylem, wala silang phloem. So para silang sponge. They are absorbing water and nutrients like a sponge. Okay? Meron din tayong phylum or meron din tayong phylum Pteridophyta. Okay? Now Pteridophyta naman, ito naman yung mga halaman na seedless. Okay? Seedless pero vascular sila. Ibig sabihin, meron silang transport system katulad ng mga ferns. Yan. Pero, Pteridophyta, they are seedless, but they have their own vascular system. Yung importante sa crop science is phylum Spermatophyta. So, mga Spermatophyta, they produce seeds and at the same time, they are vascular. Now, these are important in crop science. Now, your Spermatophyta can be subdivided further into 2 groups. We have first group, you have the gymnosperms, and the second group, we have the angiosperms. Okay? Now, kapag sinabi mong gymnosperms, yan yung mga plants with naked seeds. What I mean by naked seeds is yung kanilang seeds ay hindi natatakpan. Okay? Ibig sabihin, naka-expose siya sa labas. Example dyan would be pine trees. Yan yung mga gymnosperms natin. Whereas kapag sinabi mo namang angiosperms, ito yung mga flowering plants na tinatakpan nila yung kanilang seeds, katulad ng oranges, katulad ng apples, katulad ng mangga. Yan, mga angiosperms yan, yung mga pods. Okay? So yun lang yung difference between the gymno and angiosperms. When you say gymno, naked seeds. Ibig sabihin yung seed ay exposed, hindi natatakpan. When you say angiosperms, the seeds are enclosed. Sila ay natatakpan, sila ay napoprotektahan. So yan yung dalawang subdivisions ng Spermatophyta. So phylum Spermatophyta, that can be subdivided into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Mostly ng mga halaman natin sa crop science are grouped into angiosperms. We also have So below your phylum, you also have class. Now sa class naman, these are differentiated based on seed structure, yung number of cotyledons, whether they are monocotyledon or dicotyledon, and growth habit. So ano yung dalawang divisions under class? We have monocotyledons, or we also call this as your monocots. Yan yon. And we also have dicotyledons, or we also call this as your uh, dicots. Okay? Now, plants with one seed leaf or parallel venation, fibrous roots, and scattered vascular bundles, yan yung mga monocot natin. Kaya siya tinawag na monocot kasi iisa lang yung kanyang cotyledon. Ito yun, no? Iisa lang. So, only one cotyledon. And ano yung mga characteristic ng monocot mo? Yung kanyang dahon daw, mayroong parallel venation. Yan, parallel venation. So, parang grass basically. Yung kanyang vascular bundles is usually complexly arranged. Fibrous yung root system niya. So wala siyang main root system, hindi katulad ng top root system natin. And usually yung floral parts niya are arranged in the multiples of 3. So na example ng mga monocots natin, yung lahat ng mga grasses. Yung rice sativa, and yung corn is all part, rice and corn, is part of your cotyledon. Monocots, I mean. Ang dicots naman, instead of one cotyledon, you have two cotyledons already. And in terms of their leaves, okay, in terms of their leaves, hindi parallel, but rather reticulate yung kanilang venation. Makapansin nyo, parang nag-ugat-ugat talaga siya, nag-branch out yung venation sa kanyang dahon. Ang vascular bundles niya are usually arranged in a ring pattern, at yung kanyang roots ay usually may very present na taproot system. Ibig sabihin may main root, and from that main root makikita mo nag-branch out yung other branches of roots. Hindi katulad ng monocots na very fibrous, wala kang mapapansin na main root. In terms of floral parts, usually in multiples of 4 or 5. Ano naman example ng iyong mga dicots? Example ng dicots mo would be your legumes, katulad ng soybean. Example din dyan would be your root crops, katulad ng Ipomea batatas or sweet potato. Below your class, you would also have your order. Now, in your order naman, you group families based on similar floral and vegetative characteristics. For example, we have order Powales and Fabales. Now, pag sinabi mong Powales, ito yung order that is dominated by grass-like plants. So, katulad ng rice, maize, wheat, sugarcane. Yan. So, Powales yung mga yan. Mga pineapple plants, mga sedges like water chestnut, papyrus, yan. These are all part of the Powales order. Ang Fabales naman, usually these are your legumes. These are your legumes, katulad ng soybean, munggo, peanut, cowpea, chickpea. Okay? Milkwort, yan. Mga nasa Suriana family, katulad ng Suriana maritima. Yan. These are all part of Fabales naman, order Fabales. And below your order, we have the category family. In your family, usually these are a collection of genera with shared reproductive structures already. Katulad, for example, ng family Poaceae. Family Poaceae is grass family, so it includes there the cereals and grains. Family Fabaceae are your pulses and legumes, katulad ng soybean, peanut, mung bean. Solanaceae, these are all parts of the nightshade family, solanaceous crops, no? Kasama dyan yung mga tomato, potato, and eggplant. And lastly, we have Cucurbitaceae, includes your melons, your cucumbers, your gourds, your sayote, your ampalaya. Yan naman yung family. And after family, dadako na tayo doon sa part ng binomial system of classification. We have genus. So sa genus, the grouping of species here is very close together. So based on close genetic and morphological similarities. Often, capable na ang mga genus for hybridization. So basta parehas yung genus ng dalawang halaman, they can be bred together in order to produce a new hybrid crop. So example of genera would be your Oryza. Say, kasama dyan yung rice. Zea includes your corn. Triticum. Triticum is what? Wheat. Ba? Solanum is your potato. Tomato and eggplant. Solanum yung mga yan. Phaseolus includes your mga beans. Katulad ng common beans and lima beans. And Ipomea, that is still part of genus. Kasama na dyan yung sweet potato. And lastly, no, this is wrong. So this is not genus. Lastly would be your species. Now, kung ang kingdom mo yung pinaka-broad, species mo naman yung pinaka-specific. So this time around, you are now grouping organisms that can naturally interbreed. So ito yung mga organisms na pwede mo nang i-interbreed naturally and they can produce viable offsprings. So anong mga example ng species natin? Oryza sativa, which means your Asian rice. Yung Zea mays, which is your corn or your maize. Your Triticum aestivum is your common wheat. Your Solanum tuberosum is your potato. Glycine max is your soybean. Ipomea batatas is your sweet potato. And Cucumis sativus is your cucumber. So don't worry about all of these scientific names. I'm sure only a few ay lalabas sa exam if you're preparing for the board exam. But don't you worry kasi naglalabas rin naman ako ng handout. Meron din naman dito sa Google Classroom natin, yung handout which lists the most common crops here in the Philippines and their scientific names. So siguro to drive down lang or to drive deep lang yung point, pag-usapan natin yung example ng botanical classification of rice. So ano ang kingdom ng rice? It's kingdom Plantae. Ang division niya is Magnoliophyta, class Liliopsida, order Cyperales, family Graminae or Poaceae. Okay? Genus Oryza, species Sativa, and minsan naglalagay tayo ng variety, maaaring ang variety ay mestizo. So that is the taxonomical classification of your rice, Oryza sativa. How about for your cucumber? Cucumber, ang kingdom niya of course is Plantae pa rin. Ang phylum or division niya is your Magnoliophyta, also known as your angiosperms by the way. So angiosperm yan. Ang kanyang class is Magnoliopsida, also known as your Dicotyledons. Okay, Dicotyledons yung Magnoliopsida. Ang Liliopsida is your Monocotyledons, ang Liliopsida by the way. Ang order niya is Cucurbitales, family Cucurbitaceae, genus Cucumis, and species Sativus. Ano ang kanyang binomial name? Cucumis sativus.